Serena, you loved me so much once. I know it was all because of Viviana and the baby that you left me. There's nothing standing between us anymore. Give me one more chance. I'll love you right this time. Better than before.
He grabbed my hand, practically begging.
But Dominic, I don't love you anymore. It's over. Move forward.
My husband's late brother's widow posted a photo of a pregnancy report on Instagram. The caption read, "Thank you for your sperm, for giving me the most precious gift." Under the father column on the report, printed in black and white, Dominic Valenti, my husband. I left a single question mark in the comments. Less than 40 seconds later, Dominic's call came through.
Serena, what do you think you're doing? What exactly are you being snide about?
Vivienne has been a widow for 3 years.
She wants a child for company. What's wrong with that?
Lucien died for me. He took that bullet in my place. Taking care of the woman he left behind is the least I can do. It's a blood debt I owe, and you have no right to question it.
The line went dead. I didn't even get a single word in. 20 minutes later, Vivienne's account updated again. This time, it was a series of photos of an apartment, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city skyline, and in the open-plan kitchen, the back of a man busy at the counter. I recognized the property. It was registered under the Valenti name. I recognized the man too. I pressed the phone screen dark and sat in blackness for a long time. On the desk in front of me lay a pregnancy test report. 2 days ago, I found out I was 2 months pregnant. I'd planned to tell him on our wedding anniversary. A surprise. 5 years of marriage, and we'd never been able to conceive. I thought this child would be a new hope for us. Now, it seemed he no longer needed that kind of surprise. When dawn broke, I dialed the hospital.
Hello, I'd like to schedule an abortion for today.
That was when Dominic walked through the door.
Serena, who are you on the phone with?
He came in carrying a paper bag.
Brought you clam chowder from that place you like. Drink it while it's hot.
I opened the container inside the bag. The soup had already congealed. Lumpy grains and broth that looked like something regurgitated. He reached out to put his arm around my shoulder. I shifted away.
Not hungry.
Dominic frowned but poured the soup into a bowl and set it in front of me anyway. The smell of it hit me, briny and sharp, and my stomach lurched. I bolted to the bathroom and hunched over the toilet, dry heaving. He followed and tried to rub my back and knocked his hand away.
Don't touch me!
Dominic's expression darkened. A flash of impatience crossed those deep brown eyes.
What do you want from me? I'm already trying my best to manage your feelings, Serena. What more do you want? For me to get on my knees and apologize?
Then what do you think I should do? Send her my congratulations? Tell her how happy I am she's carrying my husband's child?
Lucien died for me. Taking care of Vivienne is my responsibility, my obligation.
Nothing happened between us. It was just a sperm donation. Can you stop making everything so soldered?
Honestly, Serena, right now you look like nothing but a jealous, irrational shrew.
I went still. In those early days after Lucien died, I was the one who took the initiative, bringing Dominic along to visit her. Whenever something broke in her apartment, the two of us went together to fix it. It was only later that things began to shift. At some point, I couldn't pinpoint exactly when, Dominic started going alone to buy her groceries. Alone to assemble her new furniture. He'd get a call from her in the middle of the night, throw on his coat, and walk out the door. Every time I confronted him, he'd say the same thing.
She's Lucien's widow.
Then he'd shake me off and leave, but I never imagined he'd go so far as to give her a child.
Take a good look at yourself.
He flung the words at me and slammed the door behind him, again. Soon enough, Vivienne's social media updated once more. In the photo, Dominic's hand rested on her gently swelling belly, the light warm and intimate. The caption, "Baby's daddy came to be with us. He said this is where home really feels warm." I laughed until the tears came. At 3 in the afternoon, I arrived at the hospital. After paying for the procedure, I sat in the general waiting area for my number to be called. At the far end of the corridor, the VIP wing had been entirely cleared out. Several bodyguards in black suits stood at attention on either side. I recognized the Valenti crest on their tie pins. The door to the VIP consultation room opened, and Dominic walked out with one hand firmly on Vivienne's waist. She wore a cream-colored loose dress and leaned into his arms, her face a portrait of bliss and devotion. They sat down in the lounge area, heads close together as they talked. I turned, intending to slip away in the other direction, but Dominic had already looked up and spotted me.
Serena?
His brow furrowed, his gaze cold and heavy.
Are you following me?
I kept my voice as flat as I could.
I'm just here to see a doctor.
For what?
Dominic, don't give Serena a hard time. Maybe it's just a routine checkup? Let me go talk to her. I don't want you two fighting because of me.
You're pregnant. Sit still. The doctor said you need to rest during the first trimester. Don't move around. I'll handle this.
I turned to leave again. Dominic stepped forward and grabbed my wrist. The yank sent me stumbling backward. I nearly fell.
I'm still talking to you, Serena. What are you doing at the hospital?
And I already answered. I'm here to see a doctor. I'm not so idle that I'd waste my time stalking the two of you.
Dominic frowned, seeming about to snatch the receipt from my hand to check for himself.
Serena, I know you're angry, but after Lucy was gone, I was all alone in that house, so lonely. I just had a little life of my own to keep me company. I never meant to hurt you and Dom.
I calmly withdrew my hand. The next second, Vivian let out a cry, her body pitching sharply backward. Dominic shoved me aside and caught her in his arms.
Are you okay? Does anything hurt?
I'm fine. My legs just went weak. Dom, don't blame Serena. She didn't mean to.
Are you really that vicious, Serena?
I didn't touch her.
I saw it with my own eyes. If anything happens to her or the baby, I will never forgive you.
Dominic,
He paused mid-motion as he was soothing Vivian.
what if I told you I'm pregnant and I came here today for an abortion?
At that moment, Vivian tilted her face up close to his, her lips grazing the shell of his ear.
Serena, don't try to manipulate me with tricks like that. No matter what, I'm not leaving Viviana.
Serena Valente, are you here? Are you still going through with the procedure?
I don't know how long I stood there, not until the nurse called my name from the doorway.
Yes. I want this pregnancy terminated.
Before long, I was wheeled into the operating room, the blinding surgical light directly overhead. Then, darkness. That evening, when I returned to the townhouse, the place was pitch black. No calls, no texts, nothing. But when I opened my phone, there he was again on Vivienne's feed, a set of maternity photos. Dominic in a white dress shirt, wearing a pink cartoon headband for the shoot, their hands layered together on her gently rounded belly, gazing tenderly at each other. I liked the post. For an entire week after that, Dominic didn't come home. I took the antibiotics alone, pressed a hot water bottle to my abdomen alone, and reviewed the terms of the divorce agreement alone. The day the faxed divorce papers arrived, Dominic called.
Dinner at the family estate tonight.
Fine.
When I pushed open the dining room doors, I saw that the chair beside the head of the table, the one that had always been mine, was occupied by someone else. Vivienne, Dominic's mother, Helena, was smiling warmly and holding her hand.
Oh, Serena, you're here.
Serena, after Helena found out I was pregnant, she insisted I move into the estate for my prenatal care. She said it would be easier to look after me here. Please don't overthink.
That's enough, Viviana. Serena, you and Dominic have been married 5 years without producing a child. The baby in Vivian's stomach is the sole Valenti heir. It's only natural she lives here. As for you, starting tomorrow, you'll move in and learn from the housekeeper how to take proper care of a pregnant woman. If Vivian is satisfied with you in any way, I'll have Dominic divorce you.
Instantly, every servant in the dining room wore a smirk. They were all waiting for me to become the jealous shrew, waiting for me to lose my mind, to scream, to beg. Instead, I laughed.
Well, that works out perfectly.
Helena's brow furrowed.
What's that supposed to mean? Helena, I came here tonight for one reason. To divorce Dominic.
The dining room went silent for a few seconds.
You, Serena, don't forget where you came from. The fact that you're even sitting at this table is a privilege the Velazzi family granted you.
Then it's settled. I don't want your privilege anymore.
And was about to pull the divorce agreement from my bag when Vivian dropped to her knees without warning.
Serena, I'm begging you, don't do this to my baby. The child is innocent. This is all my fault. You can't just let a life.
Stop! Serena, you're actually trying to force her to abort the baby?
I'm not.
The next instant, before I could finish, he charged across the room and drove his shoe into my lower abdomen. The force was savage, no restraint.
Vicious bitch! Haven't I taught you enough of a lesson already?
My vision was blurring, but I braced myself and dragged my body upright, inch by inch. Then, with the last of my strength, I pulled the divorce agreement from my bag and hurled it in his face. My voice sounded far away and hollow.
Dominic Valenti, we're done.
The rage on his face froze. Then I turned and walked toward the door. 1 step, 2 steps. My vision collapsed into blackness. My knees buckled and I went down. Something warm surged from inside me, soaking through my skirt.
Her legs, there's blood everywhere. Don kicked her in the stomach. Is she Miss Marion? Call an ambulance. Hurry, she's passed out.
Serena! Serena! Serena, look at me! Don't close your eyes! Look at me!
I tried to open my mouth and say something, but nothing came out. The blood pooled beneath me, spreading, and the darkness swallowed me whole. When I opened my eyes again, I saw a white ceiling, an IV line, and a tear-streaked face at my bedside. Mom was sitting there, gripping my hand tightly, tears falling harder, but forced a smile.
Sweetheart, you're awake. How do you feel? Tell Mama where it hurts. Mom. Mama's here. Mommy's right here. Cry it out, baby. Just let it all out.
I cried for a long time, until my throat gave out, until my eyes were swollen and raw. Dad came in after I'd mostly calmed down. He looked at my pale face, and for just a flicker his eyes went red.
You've suffered, sweetheart.
I should never have let you marry into that family.
Back then, Dominic had dimples when he smiled. He liked eating hot dogs with way too much mustard at late-night street stalls. He'd get misty-eyed over the ending of an old movie. The first time Dad met him, he said,
I don't trust anyone in the mob.
Dominic stood on our front porch, in the rain, for 3 days. On the morning of the third day, Dominic collapsed on the steps, and Dad finally opened the door, that evening in the living room, still running a fever.
I will spend the rest of my life being good to her.
Dad was silent for a long time. But 3 years later, Dominic knelt in a pool of blood, clutching his brother's body, and never smiled like that again. Mom touched my face and frowned slightly.
Dominic is outside.
Let me see her. Please. Just let me see her.
I closed my eyes briefly.
Let him in.
Serena.
Let him in, Mom. You two wait outside. I need to talk to him alone.
My parents exchanged a look, then reluctantly rose and left the room. The door opened. Dominic stood there. His complexion was gray, his jaw locked, his eyes threaded with red. He walked to the bedside.
Serena, I didn't know you were pregnant. I didn't know you'd miscarried. That day, I just thought you were trying to force Vivian to—
I've already signed the divorce papers. Sign them.
No! Serena, I won't sign. I love you.
You say you just didn't know I was pregnant. Fine. Then let me ask you something.
You'd get a call from her in the dead of night and walk out the door sometimes at 2 or 3 in the morning, and you called that taking care of her, right?
You bought her an apartment, a Velati property titled in her name, and you called that making arrangements, right? You gave her a child, and you called that helping her fulfill a wish, right? Then let me tell you, if a man has no feelings for a woman, he doesn't leave his house at 3 a.m. because she called. He doesn't buy her a home and put her name on the deed. And she certainly doesn't let her carry his child. Dominic, you can lie to me, you can lie to yourself, but you can't lie to the facts. Everything you did for Vivian tells me and tells everyone that you love her. You're the Dawn, you control everything, but you don't get to control whether I stay or go.
That's not... Serena, I only...
Sign the papers, Dominic. There's nothing left to say.
His head snapped up, and in his eyes, I saw a kind of panic I'd never seen before.
Serena?
Dad, Mom.
You've said what you came to say. Now get out!
No. Serena, give me one more chance.
Get out! You're not welcome here.
Dominic didn't move. He stared at me, unblinking. Dominic was finally pushed out of the room. I looked away, blocked him on every platform and phone number, and sent Helena a single message. Please, have your son sign the papers. It'll free up a spot for the woman he actually wants to protect. A few days later, when I went downstairs for a walk, I found Dominic outside the building entrance. He was leaning against a black sedan. No bodyguards, no driver. The moment he saw me come out, he straightened and took a few steps in my direction.
Serena.
His voice was wrecked.
How are you feeling? Any better?
I was carrying a bag of fruit. My tone was distant.
Much better. If there's nothing else, I'm heading back up.
He reached out to stop me. Carefully, tentatively, same design Dominic and I had created together for our wedding band.
No matter what happens, I'll never take it off.
But I also hadn't forgotten what he'd said to me later.
Viv gets upset when she sees my wedding ring. It reminds her of Lucien. Why can't you be more considerate of other people's feelings?
I glanced instinctively at my own left ring finger. I pushed the box back toward him.
The rings are new, but what's broken can't be fixed.
After a few seconds of silence, he erupted.
Serena, why can't you cut me off some slack just once? You're the one who didn't tell me about the pregnancy. If you had just said something, I never would have walked away at the hospital that day. I've explained the situation with Vivian. I don't love her. I was only looking after her for Lucien, helping her fulfill a wish. Why can't you understand that?
At the hospital that day, your exact words were, no matter what, you would not leave her.
And the anger froze on his face.
If you won't sign the papers, then stop coming to find me.
No.
I don't want to see you again.
I turned and walked straight back through the building entrance.
Serena?
But that night, I received a text from Vivienne. Tomorrow, the cafe. I have something to say.